Hey guys, welcome back. Origami here, bringing you another one of our live deck profiles. I'm gonna make this one pretty quick because I'm actually not in a super quiet location. But we're gonna be going over the Reshiram, the Ends Dragons, the Ends Doggos, Ends Pets, Truth and Ideals, the deck. I don't remember. You guys had a lot of fun names for this deck as well. What was it? Reshiram or Zekrom, and what was the other one? It was a really funny one. Oh well. You guys can see in the comments. But before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. Let's get another 30 likes in this video as well. And let's have a comment question of the day, which is going to be, what do you prefer, truth or ideals? Let me know, because that's what these dudes mean. And if you guys hear background noise, I apologize. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. I have 3 Reshiram in this deck. I'm not playing 4. You can play 4 to increase the count, reduce pricing. Maybe if you want to lead with this thing, that's fine. But Reshiram here is 270 HP with a 3 retreat cost. Pretty heavy on the retreat cost. 270 is average HP too for, I can't believe that's what I'm saying right now. But 270 is pretty maybe a bit above average. It's not like 280 or anything like that, but it's a pretty decent number for attack teams. And its attack for 2 energies, fire, lightning, does 90 damage, times the amount of fire or lightning basic energies. It can't be, the fire, lightning basic energies that you remove from your bench Pokemon. With only 3. You can only do 3 at a time. I guess I should probably mention that. So you cap at 270. Definitely not bad. You can't knock out things like 280 HP or 300 HP Pokemon. There's actually a few ideas I'm going to talk about at the end of this video. Or you can maybe work around with this, but we'll talk about that as it gets around. We go to the GX attack here. For 2 fires and 2 lightnings, you hit 171 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And if you play an End Resolve that turn, which I'm currently not playing in this deck, but you can totally squeeze in for sure. If you play an End Resolve in this deck, you can do 170 of 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon instead of just 1. So it's pretty good, but just because of the sheer amount of Mew in the format and the fact that I don't really like End Resolve that much, I'm not doing it, but you can easily squeeze in an End Resolve. I just wanted to test the deck itself on its own first before I played that. But if you guys want, I can play this deck in the future soon too. I do want to make a couple changes to this deck than what I have right now, because I do really like this deck and I want to try out all sorts of possibilities. We got a 3-3 lineup, Poipo Naga, just to make sure you have energies on the board. We have 3 Dedenes, just for consistency. 2 Turtonators, maybe make this 3 Turtonators. This is just your way of dealing with Keldeo. Keldeo is a huge problem to this deck. You can't really deal with it, especially now that you have Chaotic Swell. You can't just put a power plant down and hope for the best. So Turtonators are there to do Explosive Jet. You can easily hit the numbers thanks to Naganadel. And 1 Tapu Koko Prism, just for accelerated lightning energies. No Rayquaza GX. We were originally playing that, but we just cut it out for more space. Not really a reason to play anything else. Your lightning energy count is not like the highest anyways, so I don't really like Rayquaza that much in this deck. It's just another bench filler. I'm already playing the Denes, I'm already playing Nagas. A lot of people are not playing Nagas and are playing exclusively End Resolve with a high count of fire energy, high count of energy. Not a huge fan of that, only because it feels like you're at the mercy of the card, and I know that when you play a high account you'll be able to find it more, but what if you're going to lose a bunch of combo pieces in the process? The card feels too risky, and I don't like being at the mercy of a card, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, for those of you that play Chandelure, you know what I mean, right? Because sometimes you discard too many combo pieces, or you just don't find the Pokemon you're at the mercy of the attack. I don't like having the game control me. I want to control the game, so I'm playing the Nagas instead of the high counts of energy and the End Resolve. We got the 4-4 line of Cherish Ball and Treasure, just to find all of our Pokemon. In Dedenes, I am playing 3 Great Catcher, just like in the last video. Just discard 2 and pull up a GX Pokemon. Because you're such a big Oko deck, you kind of want these cards to be able to knock out the bench. 2 Energy Switch, just for Naganadel, being able to switch a Lightning Energy to the active or a Fire Energy to the active whenever you manually attach once a turn. It's a 2 Energy attack. This is much better to me than playing its End Resolve. It's just an Energy Switch to charge up your dude. 2 Switch, just to give yourself a little bit more momentum. And that's it for the trainers. Very self-explanatory. Not too much to talk about there. Like I said, this deck is very straightforward. There really isn't any new cards in this deck outside of the Reshiram. And this is just a shell around it. Really similar to things like Blacephalon. We got 4 Welders, or 4 Cynthia, 4 Welder, and 3 Vulcaner. That's the cool thing about this. Vulcaner can find... Actually, one card I want to play in here that I'm not playing right now is, once again, Custom Catcher. When you're playing Vulcaner, Custom Catcher feels a lot safer. But I am also playing Dedenes, so I don't like Custom Catcher for that reason. I'm already playing Great Catcher too. And also, space is super tight in this deck. Something to keep in mind. Where is the where is yours? I have to pull up a heat factory because I am playing one, but I'm using the proxy for the video. But the Vulcans are great. You have your switches, you have your energy switches, you have your great catcher. Vulcan essentially becomes a energy search and also a Lysander now. Like, it's kind of crazy with great catcher. So Vulcan, I still think you play in this deck for sure. And you could probably, if you want to cut some cards, you could honestly cut some of the Cynthia pieces, to be honest. As long as you can, like, maybe play Pokegears over Cynthia just to chain welders a lot. Although our fire energy count, I mean, it's still pretty high. We are playing 1 Heat Factory, just, you know, draw some extra cards. 2 Viridian Forest, get your lightning energies a little bit easier. And 2 Lysander Labs, only because there's so many ways to tech against this deck using tools. You can use Choice Helmet, and you can use Dragon Charm if you're playing against Guardian. So having the Lysander Labs is kind of big for those matchups to be able to take Okos on specific turns. So I do think Lysander Labs is like a definite yes in this deck. If you're not playing Lysander Labs and you feel like this deck is going to be really, really strong and a lot of people are going to play it, you should definitely be playing Lysander Labs. Guardian will beat you, and you can beat Guardian. They can Oko you back, but you can Oko them, which is pretty big. And you have non-GX attackers and Turtonators. So you want to make sure you have a Labs for the Guardian matchup. And you want to make sure that if you think people are going to play Choice Helmet or anything to tech against you, that you have the Labs ready. Also, it's nice against Malamar too. So I do think the Lysander Labs is important. And of course, the Heat Factory, I removed it so I can put it back in this deck, but it's fine. And the Forest are there just to help you get more energies. Maybe you don't need the Forest if you're going to increase your supporter consistency, but being able to get those lightning energies is kind of nice because we only play 4. Speaking of which, 4, 8, 9 lightning. Oh, I'm actually 9 fire, I should say, and 5 lightning, not 4. My bad. But anyways, this is a pretty good amount of lightning and a good amount of energies. 14 energies is not bad. So once again, if you want to, you can play End's Resolve. If you were to play it, it would probably only be for the GX attack. You don't really need it for accelerating energy, but it could be nice for accelerating Turtonators in the back to, you know, guarantee a few knockouts here and there. One thing that I do like in this deck, there's a lot of ideas people came up with. One, like a tech shrine to help you put things in range. I'm not a huge fan of shrine because I'm playing like already 3 different stadiums, but if you want to cut the forest all together and play shrine and some End's Resolve, that's not a bad idea. Dragon Talon was a really cool idea. One I really want to try is Volcarona GX. So you might see a build in the future that plays like a 2/2 line of Volcarona GX. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Volcarona GX, if you guys don't know, has the ability to put 2 damage counters on any Pokemon on the board. I think you have to discard a fire to do it. If we play a large amount of fire combined that with Naga, it's actually not a bad idea at all. So that's something I really want to try, is the Volcarona. Shout out to the person in the comments that left that. Shout out to you. I'm sorry I don't have your name pulled up right now. I might put it in the video. We'll see if I have the time. But yeah, I definitely really like the Volcarona GX idea, so I'm probably going to try that in the future. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Otherwise, this deck is just super straightforward. Is it better than Bucephalon? Yes and no. I do like this deck because it has high HP. You have access to Turtonator. You can fit probably a lot more. You're not reliant on things like Beast Ring to hit those massive numbers. You can just discard 3 energies. You have access to Vulcaner too, which is great. But unlike Bucephalon, you have a limited damage cap. And I know 270 is a lot of damage, but once again, Lysander Labs is a thing. If Chaotic Swell is a scary part about playing stadiums now, so you can't control when you have the stadium out. So Chaotic Swell is kind of scary. Just GX decks in general, not GX decks, Keldeo decks are kind of scary. Keldeo decks are also scary for Bucephalon though, so that's not anything new, but you can easily tech in the Marshadow and maybe a few power plants. If you're worried about the Keldeo matchup in Bucephalon, that's something you have to test, but it definitely seems plausible. Like, the deck's already pretty consistent with Bucephalon. And you can have an easier time dealing with things like Mewtwo and stuff like that, just because you have a higher damage cap and you're only losing 2 prizes at a time as opposed to 3. So there's ups and downs, but this deck is definitely really strong, and you should all try it if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, all that good jazz. Leave a comment down below what you want to see me play next. Let me know what's your favorite Reshiram or Zekrom, Truth or Ideals. Let me know. Or you like a Kyurem fanboy, because Kyurem's pretty cool. Kyurem! It's actually a great Pokemon. Anyways, that's gonna be the video, guys. I don't know why Tapu Koko's up front and not the big boy, if I can find him. The big boy. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.